everyone. Why is it not letting me switch over to... There we go. I have been MIA since I think Friday. My son had prom this weekend, and then I started feeling like crap, and I've missed a lot. I've been trying to like keep up with what's going on, with some stuff we can talk about. I'm not gonna be all like super like cheery and chippy. And oh my god, why is it telling me I gotta log in? Why does everything telling me this? Hold on a second. Literally, I come back to my computer and friggin' everything is signed out. Oh, what the hell happened to my X account? It's still there. Oh, wait, here we go. I don't even know what my freaking email is for this account. 0807. 0807. Let's see. I'm taking a guess what my password is because I don't know. I hate when you get logged out. I get logged out of everything on my phone, and it drives me up the wall. And now I don't care. I'm drinking some coffee. I did dishes. Got the kids off to school. I'm just like, whatever. So let's look at some things here. I've been trying to share stuff to my ex. If you're on my ex, then you've already seen what I have shared. What's this? I'm sure my volume is up. Oh, my volume is way up. Oh, okay. I can't remember how far back it was. But I've shared things. Okay, I've shared that. I think I've shared that. Okay, we're going to check this out.
Well, today marks day 72 in the search for Nancy Guthrie. Today we are learning that the Pima County Sheriff's Department is increasing patrols in 2 neighborhoods connected to the Guthrie investigation after new complaints of harassment. Deputies recently attended a homeowner.
It's probably JLR and what's that other guy's name? His little security. I don't know what my dog's doing. That little security guy harassing Tomas. Or Tomaso.
There's Association meeting in Nancy Guthrie's neighborhood where residents reported a YouTuber harassing people in that area. The Sheriff's Department says they have also received similar complaints from Nancy Guthrie's daughter Annie's neighborhood and have responded by increasing patrols in both of those locations.
This is old. Well, that's a couple days old because I haven't been on here since Friday, but that's, yeah, they're increasing patrols. Like, and then did you guys see this? JLR Investigate went from this to this in 0.1 seconds. Very strange.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, he was from like the next.
Why is he doing that? That's like the stupidest.
Right. He wasn't part of that HOA, I'll tell you that.
He sure wasn't. Well, and he was over there asking Dad on live all these questions because they were trying to run the YouTubers. They're trying to run the YouTubers
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
So somebody, Jeep Girl here, he did say the other day that he ordered a mask to try on and compare to the person on the porch. I think it's very strange that anyone would do that. However, he did warn that he was going to do it. He's so obsessed with freaking murders and mass shootings. And he probably is trying to put himself into the role of being the kidnapper, which I'm sorry, but that's disgusting and that's creepy and crazy. Oh, this was, let me see. False facade of JLR investigates documented patterns of fraud and exploitation. Jonathan Lee Riches, better known online as JLR or JLR Investigates, has cultivated a public persona as a fearless boots on the ground true crime investigator with a YouTube channel boosting over 500,000 subscribers and a significant following on X. He live streams from crime scenes, missing person cases. Hold on a sec. Oh man. Oh, sinus issues. Missing person cases and high profile tragedies, positioning himself as himself as an independent journalist uncovering truths that mainstream media overlooks. He presents as a reformed individual dedicated to justice and transparency. However, publicly available court records, federal convictions, probation violations, civil filings, and investigative reporting paint a starkly different picture. A pattern of fraud, theft, frivolous litigation, financial exploitation, and alleged domestic abuse is spanning decades. These documented actions reveal efforts to skirt accountability while aggressively controlling his online narrative by blocking critics and reframing his history. This essay examines these issues through verified public sources, included Wikipedia summaries of court cases, New York Post reporting on recent allegations, and federal and state judicial records. Early criminal history, 2003 to 2004, wire fraud conviction. Do you guys want me to read all this? Like, this is a lot. Like, you know what? I'm going to put the link. I'm sorry. This is really, really long. But let me see here. Can I get... how do I get the... What's this? Touch here? Okay, sure. There we go. Copy link. I'm going to put this in the chat, so if you guys want to go back and read it, you can go back and read it. It's really long. I'm sorry. And I'm just not in the mindset to read a crap ton of stuff today. But it's in the chat. But this documents everything from 2003 to 2004, the wire fraud, his over 4,000 previous lawsuit and patterns, his additional violations in 2016, 2018, from fraudster to fearless investigator, grifting and monetization, exploiting tragedies for super chats, donations, and fan gifts. Allegations of domestic violence, coercive control, and financial theft from 2005-2006, ex-partner court filing. So that would have been the Magnolia stuff. And it just goes on. So there's tons of stuff in this article. It's a super long read. This is Molly. Molly Golightly. Let me see if I can pop it up. Pen pal letters. I guess let me see here. Let's click on one. Oh, they're so small. Gosh dang it. Okay, well, these are on my X if you want to go read them. They're like really, really small. Yeah, I'm not gonna even try to do that. There's tons. Molly has tons if you want to go to her her YouTube. Oh my god. Her YouTube, yeah, her YouTube is gone. She thinks JLR took her down. But she is on X. She's also on, I believe it's Rumble too. Like, I'm telling you, there's 4, another 4, 3. So there is a lot on X if you guys want to go read that. Bullhorn Betty. Hold on, I need to get a water because I'm going to start coughing really bad. It's been raining here. And my sinuses, like, I have chronic sinusitis. So, like, every time it rains or it gets humid outside, I'm like coughing up a lung because of this snot. Like, I'm constantly blowing my nose all the time. And I'm not even done with my coffee. Like, I know I shouldn't be having milk. But this is Bullhorn Betty. Bullhorn Betty is on Hooker Watch. Okay, this is talking about Brian Hooker, the guy that his wife fell overboard off of the boat. Which Betty, if you watch this, girl, please go. Please go. I need some new content. And yes, Betty, I will make sure that I do something because I will stream snipe you so bad just for the content. And I will change it. Make it educational. So please go. I would love to have your content.
Myself. Trust me, I'm looking for Brian. We need to find out, is he in California or is he in Michigan?
Dang it, okay. Bullhorn Betty is on Hooker Watch. Her and Brian Hooker have a date. If you have any info on where he is, send it to Bullhorn. No, we're not doing that. This one has her name all over it, clown face. She comes with a bullhorn that she should shove up her fat twat. Who is this, Shay? It's a good one. But yeah, let's listen to what Betty says.
Self. Trust me, I'm looking for Brian. We need to find out, is he in California or is he in Michigan? Him and I have a date. Me and Brian Hooker have a date. Okay?
So technically, I mean, you could say Betty has a date with a hooker from the Hooker family. Yeah.
So we need to find out where our date's going to be. Is it going to be in California or is it going to be in Michigan? I'm going to put that out there for you folks. I know.
Girl, please go to Michigan. Please go to Michigan. I'm really close to Michigan. I will travel the amount of hours. I would love to do that. Oh, God. No, I really wouldn't do that. Betty's not worth my time traveling and spending gas money. No. But I would love to cover her.
Somebody is supposed to be in Sacramento, California. We need proof of that. Got to remember, it costs me a lot of money to do my job. But we need to find out where.
Betty, being on YouTube is not a job. You're a 1099. You're a contract. This is not where you being on YouTube is not a job. I'm not monetized. I do this because I want to do it. I refuse to get monetized because I don't want to make money off these people. But being a YouTuber is not a job. It's a hobby.
Where he's at. It's time for me. If he's at his mom's house, I want proof he's there because it's time for me to fly out to California. I don't like making this journey all the way over there, but this one, I think this one has my name all over it. I really do. I do. Now he's more than welcome to go back to the Bahamas because Bullhorn Betty doesn't have a what is it called? The passport. I don't have a passport. So we're on Hooker Watch. We're on Hooker Watch. My email is bullhornbetty@gmail.com. Bullhornbetty@gmail.com. If you guys are in Sacramento, California, if you're near his mother, if you've seen him visiting his mother, if you have information about his mother, about her illness, how long she's been ill for, anything to do with his excuse for leaving his.
No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to dig into his family. We're not going to dig into his mother or why she is sick. If I find out anybody on my channel's doing that, you're blocked. You're done. I'm not going to put up with that shit. We don't go and harass people. We don't go to their channel. We don't go and stalk them in real life. We don't do any of that. We don't take stuff offline. And I want to tell you guys that right now.
His stepdaughter to deal with his mess. I want to know. Because let me tell you, Brian, I hope you're paying attention to the Bullhorn Betty show. You don't want to see me. I would be back in the Bahamas if I were you. Just saying. But I'll control myself and make sure that I handle myself.
He is fully well allowed to leave where his wife went off the boat. We don't know if she's alive. We don't know if she's unalive. We don't know any of that. As far as I know, I mean, I was going to look into it on here to see what is new in there. But as of right now, we don't know. Yeah, and I totally forgot where I was going with this. What was Betty talking about? Oh God, I can't remember now. It's too early in the morning. It's almost 8:30 here. Oh, he is fully well to leave the Bahamas and go back and take care of his mother because he is in constant contact with law enforcement. They find anything. They have any questions and they know how to get a hold of him. Hey, it's Ellie, Brian. Question about this. And then he answers the question. Okay, thank you. Thanks for your time, sir. Hang up. Or, hey, Brian, we found her. Blah, 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 blah. All right, let me make some arrangements so somebody's here with my mom and I'll be down. Like, he is fully well capable of allowed to leave and go back and take care of his mother. He could be flying in between back and forth. We don't know.
Above board. And in California, they're very liberal. They like my kind. They don't like me.
Oh, they love your kind. They are so liberal out there. It's not even funny, Betty. Betty, you should move out there. Oh, California girl. How do I want to put this without sounding mean? They would destroy you, Betty. California ain't gonna put up with your bullshit. I can tell you that right now. They're not going to. They only like you. Well, Betty's not liberal at all. She's Republican. She's Trump this, Trump that. She's MAGA. The only reason why they would like her is because she protests. She brings attention. She'll start a huge protest out there. We all know that. Like what we've been seeing on TV of how big those protests get out there. Oh yeah, it'll get big because they love to do that because they think that protesting is going to. I think I chose violence today when I woke up. They think protesting is going to solve stuff. Protesting doesn't solve shit. It just makes you look like a complete idiot yelling and screaming. That's all you're doing is just yelling and screaming. Protesting has never changed anything and it never will. It's just for people to get out there and act stupid so we have content to talk about.
Like my kind. I come with a bullhorn. I come with protesting. I come with a lot of noise. I come with the law. And I come with we won't give up attitude.
Betty comes with the law, but yet let's go back to the Quentin Simon case. When she was trying to get the head sheriff there fired. And then she's running her mouth about Nanos, which we all are. We all know Nanos freaking fumbled Nancy's case hardcore. People sit there and run their mouth about Ellie and how bad they are. But when push comes to shove and they need Ellie on their side, they change the tune. And that freaking drives me nuts. You're either on their side or you're off the side. I am on Ellie's side.
I bring my recliner. I stay for a while.
She stayed in front of Quentin Simon's grandma's house. If you don't know who Quentin Simon is, his mom, I don't want to say her name on here. I'm just gonna call her the lie because that's all she did was lie. His mom unalived him and threw him in one of those big blue dumpsters at a trailer park. And she stood out in front of, because the lie lived with her mom, and she stood out in front of grandma's house, I think for about a month, just hollering, yelling. Autistic child. There was an autistic child that lived next door to them. His dad couldn't get him to settle down, couldn't get him to calm down because of her. And there was, I believe it was a man on hospice. He wanted to die. He or she, I can't remember, so don't quote me. But he or she wanted to die at home peacefully. That person had to go back to the hospital because of her. Yeah.
I stay for a while. I make people climb walls. I make communities climb walls. And there's not a damn thing that they can do about it because I'm protesting and I have a lawful legal right to protest.
You just give people content.
And I think this is going to be the case. So we're on Hooker Watch. If you guys know where we need to be, let me know. Bullhornbetty@gmail.com.
All right, I have another one of Bullhorn Betty. Hold on. Another one from Shay. Bullhorn Betty claims Brian Hooker has anger problems and is a strangler. Betty, girl, you have the nickname of Bullhorn Strangler. Or the Strangler Bullhorn. Something like that. Girl. He assaulted his daughter in 2005. She has the very same issues in more recent years, as she assaulted her husband and own mother. Rap sheet in comments below. We'll take a look at the rap sheet here in a minute.
This man don't mix too well with alcohol. It seems like every time he drinks alcohol, he breaks out in punches. You know, so I think that he's allergic to this alcohol stuff. It makes him do horrible things.
Betty, weren't you arrested a couple times and you were either drunk or on rugs with the weights or the scales or something found in your pocket or something like that? Girl.
He's a strangler.
Oh, let's not forget she was running down the street without pants on. She got arrested without pants on. Yeah.
And he's a big dude. And he's a big dude that has anger problems and lack of control problems, because if you controlled yourself, you wouldn't put your hands on somebody else, right?
Betty, you should look in the mirror.
I just want to put this out there. People get angry. People scream. People may get very, very loud. But just because you're angry and you're fighting and you're angry and you're loud doesn't mean you're beating each other up. Most people in relationships have big fights. You know, some of them are dealing with a lot of stresses, maybe financial stresses or whatever the case may be. Maybe the wife just spending $300 when you're barely scratching by and you're angry and now you're losing your cool and you're screaming and slamming your hands down. How dare you do this? We're already broke. It's a big difference in taking your anger and going from screaming or yelling or being upset to putting your hands on somebody. He was
I don't know,
frequently
Betty.
putting his
Don't
hands
answer
on her.
that.
He was frequent in putting his hands on everybody, including his own daughter, way, way, way back in what
How do I say this without saying it? Like somebody's step grandchildren? That's all I'm gonna say about that.
what was it,
Because there
2005?
are kids involved, and I'm not gonna. No.
So we literally have 21 years of every time this man gets mad at somebody, him yoking them up by their neck. Okay?
Girl. Okay, let's see here. Let me see here. Let me see here. I don't know how to go to the replies. Hold on. Let me see. There's 6. I don't know how to do this. How do I do?
Doesn't mix either.
I
Okay?
whatchamacallit. I don't know how to go. Let me see here. Let's see. Doop. Share this tab instead. This is Betty's stuff. Misdemeanor. I'm not gonna open them because I'm not putting that stuff out there. You can see all the dates right here. Status, domestic relations, civil court, domestic relations, misdemeanor. 97, small claims, domestic relations, 21. It keeps going. I think there's like 40 some or 50 some. We'll find out. Misdemeanors, circuit court, relations, misdemeanor, traffic. We don't care about traffic. Felony. Right there's a felony. So felony, another one. Ordinance, traffic. Jesus, girl, what is up with all this? Oh, 44. Domestic relations. Let's see what the newest one is. 2003, small claims. Yeah, we don't care about small claims. But Betty has a 44 on here, just in her county. This is just in her county she lives in Florida. Just don't forget about Tennessee and anywhere else that she has stuff. Like, girl, come on. Oh, wait, I forgot I was on Shay's thing. You know what? Am I following Shay? No, I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and follow her. Okay, this nerdy addict 10 hours. Despite warnings and quiet threats from JLR followers claiming they knew people in Arizona courts who could make the case disappear. I haven't heard this. Like I said, I haven't been on here since Friday. We had prom, and I should not even got on this week, but I know I needed to like check in with you guys so y'all know that I'm still alive. I shouldn't have. I feel like poop right now, and I think I chose violence when I woke up. So I'm gonna try to keep my mouth PG today because I just don't care at this point. And despite JLR himself suggesting his lawyer would get it tossed out, the state of Arizona is moving forward with his arraignment as scheduled. Make sure you guys can see that. Whatever state versus riches, confidential, blah, blah, blah. Good morning. This was April 20th, so this was 2 days ago. Arraignment is attached. Questions or need more, I'm assuming, information, blah, 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 free to call us back. Wait, arraignment is attached. This doesn't actually say. Let me see. Pretrial conference following arraignment, question mark. So a photo full of redactions. Yeah, true. Perhaps you don't see the confidential component with the critical case info and remote access for the hearing. I knew it was all BS. He's such a lying sack of shiz. The comments will never disappoint, people. I wouldn't give much credit to a guy who only retains low IQ followers. Speaking of low IQ followers, I'm not saying any of JLR's followers are dumb, don't have an IQ. I'm not saying any of that. But there is a website that I did use the last week. I think I was going to send it, I think to, I was going to send it to White Boy Lockdown. Shout out White Boy. You can take somebody's ex, you got to have like their @ and you put it in and it will look at their page. It specifically looks at their followers. And somebody, let me see if his name's over here. No. Okay, anyways. Oh, this name. This person's ex, little over half of his followers are fake. Fake. I was like, oh, because I put mine in there. I don't have a lot of followers. I have maybe 10. I'm not sure. I'd have to go and look. And all mine are real. They're all real. But over half were fake. So that tells me somebody's got a lot of fake ex accounts. Has multiple felonies. After 10 years of prison, including time in mental ward, is still out in the public eye, violating YouTube rules. Harassing victims, harassing everyone, everyone's employer. Let me see here. Sorry, I wanted to make sure my son made it to school. He's got to drive like 40 minutes. Yep, he's there. Okay. You see, harassing everyone's employer because of assumptions, doxing anyone who hurts his beefies. Allegedly strangling women. It's allegedly. We all know what happened, but we all got to say allegedly. Allegedly threatening women and literally writing a book about all of his frivolous 5K plus lawsuits, etc. I mean, talk is cheap for these sorts of yes. There is a girl, and if you want the link, I can get the link. There's a girl on here. Let me actually tell you her name. I just started following her. I haven't watched her videos yet. I've kind of popped in when she was live just to see what was going on, because I feel like crap, and I just don't really I didn't even want to do this, but like I said, I wanted to check in with you guys so y'all know I'm still alive. I try to go live every other day, or if something's breaking happens, I will jump on like I did Friday. I believe it's Friday. I'm trying to find her name. I've never heard of this girl until I was in White Boy Lockdowns live. What the heck? Let me search her name. For some reason I can't find her on my Melly. Okay, here's her channel. It's Melly, and her on YouTube is at that one girl Melly, Melly. I believe she bought JLR's book, and she is going through and reading it online. So instead of giving JLR the money for the book, go give her the view for reading the book. I'm going to, when I can actually sit down and just have some time. This coffee is so hitting. I'm not a coffee drinker, but it's I usually do coffee of the day. It's just regular Folgers. I just decided to go be a normal person today and not do a taste or a flavor. Actually, let's go and see. I'm playing catch up, so y'all are just gonna hang out with me. Oh, I have 10 followers. Just 10. Yeah, I was right. I have 10 followers. I wanted to go Diva. This one's a good one too. I don't know who this is. They're from Clearwater, Florida. Like, she's got newly reported information from Colleen. Is it Colleen? Colleen. It's the county that the alleged DV with Magnolia and JLR happened in. County Sheriff's Office regarding Jonathan Lee Richards and Magnolia alleged domestic violence. Now it's got report and stuff in here. So, and this, y'all, what the fuck? I think, who is this? 459 crimes means JLR, whatever, grifter. That karma train is coming. Let me see. Your lawyer let you take the fall for JLR. I don't. BLM flag, Army of I don't know. So this is JLR acting like he's trans. Gay for, yeah. Let me see here what's 5. Let's go check out 5, whatever his page is. For now, okay. I want to see if he's got more context to what that picture. Oh, so sad. No. That's the reason why my late husband went into the military, and that's the reason why my husband is late, if you understand what I'm saying. What the hell is this? I don't know. But yeah, JLR pretending to be trans. Don't pretend to be something. Don't do that. Mm-mm. Let me see. JLR. Oh, let's watch this. Okay, let me share this tab, make sure it's showing.
I'm here for Gabby, not you.
Okay, so this is Molly Golightly. Bullhorn Betty girl. I was not watching. I had a YouTube, but I was not on like watching at this. This is at the home of Brian Laundrie for the Gabby Petito Brian Laundrie thing. Betty, girl, you're trespassing. You were trespassing. So this is Molly Golightly, and then Bullhorn Betty, and JLR is in here. I'll play this a little bit so you can see who I don't know if Molly still is this way. My dog just up and left. Oh, I don't know where he went. And then I'll go to JLR's part.
And I'm gonna make a request. Now that you're listening, and I promise I'll never come back. Can you please come out here and face the media and plead with your son to turn himself in to the authorities, whether you know where he is or not? Can you at least do that so we can move on? There are lots of missing kids out there. A lot of people are in trouble that need this attention. Can I come in? Can I come in? No, I'm even asking you.
That's closed. She's making them dirty because she called them the dirty laundry.
What's up? How are you? Good. What we got going? I'm not in a very good mood. Tried to find some extra large bloomers.
She better not put them in that basket. I've never seen this. That's at a memorial for Gabby. Got cleaning products in that too?
No peace.
Are you serious? I seriously, I've never seen it. Oh my god.
Not for you. Not for you, lady.
Oh, I guess we're gonna watch this because I've never seen this before. That's Molly.
Excuse. I'm sure you didn't mean to hit me in the head with your camera.
Oh, well,
Someone else
I
called the
blame
police.
Roberta.
That's the only private person that calls the police on this
Because actually it has to be the homeowner that makes the complaint, right? On the cops. So someone else called.
Yeah, he's honking horns at us. He tries to run us off the road.
Oh, yeah, he almost hit me.
Yeah.
Then don't stand on the road.
He's
Oh my
trying to
god.
get toward us.
I didn't I thought he was just driving by. I didn't know he was.
Yeah, they have reasons.
Let him talk.
God bless you. So does all cars need to be something on the record? On the record, does all cars have to be on the grass?
Oh, he's laying in his
We gotta be one with that guy.
All four on the grass. You doing it?
That's JLR in the red hat. JLR and Bullhorn Betty are both from Florida. And this was in Florida.
I didn't ring the
I wouldn't know. I would not allow this. I don't know what Florida's laws are for easements. If that is an easement, then they have every right to be on it. Where I live, no, my property goes all the way up to the road. It's not an easement. So I would love for something to happen. Like, okay, no, I wouldn't love for something to happen. But if for some reason this goon squad came and tried to sit up on my property, I'd straight up be like, look, I'd be nice to them, but like, look, we don't have easements here. This is considered a village, so we don't have easements. So you're gonna have to get off my property. And I already know Bullhorn Betty would fight me on it. I'd be like, okay, turn around and walk in and be like, look, call Ellie, yeah. Hey, I got protesters out in front of my house. They're trying to sit on my property because of what's going on across the street. I need you to come and take them off because I let them know we don't have easements here. And I would make them move. Just to piss them off. They are supposed to be doing something in this.
I didn't know I live in Hershey. I can show you
Is that white boy? I don't know who that is. That might be.
Thank you. Thank you for keeping the North Port community safe. Thank you.
If you want to call law enforcement weeks ago, they could have found Brian. But you want to call the police when people knock on your door to put pictures of Gabby in support of Gabby. But you don't call the police and give them any information on where Brian is. Shame. Shame, Laundrie family. But I'll pray for you this Sunday. I will pray for you this Sunday.
You don't go to church.
I will pray for you this Sunday.
Yeah. That wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I didn't watch that all the way through. I probably should have. Let me close out some of these things here. Tabs I got open. Yeah, let me see. Can't say I didn't told you so. Looney Tunes alert. What is this? I don't know what this is. Okay. What am I doing here? Let's go type search. Where's all my searches at? I'm playing catch up, and you guys can go along for the ride with me. Let's see if there's anything new in the Nancy Guthrie case, and then we'll jump over on YouTube and see what's going on over there. We haven't heard any more. Friday they had the FBI. See, Brian Enton said one thing, and then there's another thing being put out. The two things are that the lab in Florida got the DNA from the mixed DNA that was sent there to be processed and gave it back to FBI. And then the other thing is that LE went back to Nancy's house and they got a hair and they're processing that and they have DNA. So I don't know what's true. That's just the two things that are going out and around. What is this Connor? Dude, he's like blowing stuff up. Vanished after Savannah did her interview. Blah, blah, blah. There's like nothing new. Oh. Oh, God, come on. Okay, let's see. I hate when it does this. What's this? Washington Post. When was this from? Oh, that's back from February. That's old. This might be a short live today. Oh, I wanted to check out. Sorry, I wanted to go. I was trying to look at White Boy. See what he's got going on. He did a live the other night. Yeah, if you want to go to White Boy's YouTube, let me see here. Well, we'll check it out here. I believe it was his last live. He has Molly on it in one of JLR's exes, and they talk about stuff. Does anyone have any verification? Tony Mathis. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. Tony Mathis, TikTok Tony. Yeah, supposedly he died. I want to say it was Saturday. I seen that. I don't believe anything not Bright Media has ever said. I'm gonna start now. Blah 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 blah. Let's see. I looked and found nothing but a weird ABC fake news Facebook with a watermark photo of Tony. That's Jay for Justice. I'm not really sure how much I want to trust her. It's getting weird. There's a legitimate funeral home that posted an obituary for Tony Mathis with a funeral scheduled for the 23rd. Let's read this. Let's read his obit. 54 of Grove, Oklahoma, passed away unexpectedly. Hold on, make sure. Okay. Passed away unexpectedly in his home on April 19th. And Joplin, Tony was his son. We don't care about that. Tony built a successful career with Crane Works, where he was widely respected. I swear to God, if Sebastian's name gets brought up in this, or the other boy that he put out video of his body. I can't think of his name. I'm gonna be mad. Known for his strong personality, natural gift for teaching and mentor. He built lasting friendship, left impressions. He, honest words. I'm just skimming through this because I really don't give two shits. My thoughts and prayers to his family, but Tony, I don't give two shits about you. Together build a life, centered family, laughter, coaching. Above all, friends and family, countless love you, touch for father, Tony survived by his wife, his kids, mother. Okay, nope, doesn't. Thank God. Thursday, which is tomorrow. I'm looking for a certain name. We will miss Tony more than the loss of such. That's his fucking word. Randy, killing person. I'm just being nosy. Yeah. Okay, we don't care about that. But yeah, so supposedly Tony Mathis died. I feel bad for his wife and his kids. But I don't give two shits about Tony. What he did. Caleb, oh God, was it Caleb? Was the kid's name Caleb? He went missing. And the boy's dad worked with Tony and asked Tony to be the the PR person. Pretty much the person that goes out and talks and does the interviews and all that stuff, so the family doesn't have to be in front of the camera. Which, okay, cool, that's fine. But get somebody who actually knows what they're doing. Tony is not, and he doesn't have credentials to do this. He's just a regular person like myself and you. He was there when the boy's body was found. The boy's body was found very, very close to his apartment. And I still don't ever know what happened with that case. He was found in, those like, I want to say it was the, it was in a field, which is weird. Those big manholes, like on the road, those big, like metal round things that when you hit sometimes it goes boop, boop. Those big metal things, those manholes. He was found in something like that. His body had been shoved down into this and was, they got like bars, like, when water flows through and they got bars to catch, like sticks and stuff like that. His body was caught on that. And Tony sent around the video of his body. Wasn't blurred or anything. And he had been missing. He'd been missing for a while. So I never personally saw the video because I was not going to, because I'm sorry, that's just disrespectful as hell. No. But he sent around the video of the boy's body. So hopefully his family stays strong during this time. I still don't believe anything At Night says, but thanks for the receipts. Yeah, like I agree with White Boy. I hope his family can find comfort in something. And I pray for them because I am a military widow. I've lost my father and my second child at birth. So I get grief. I get it. And I pray that his family can find comfort in something to help them through, because he was a dad. He was a husband. Now, I don't know what kind of husband or dad he was, and that's none of my business, but I hope his family can find some type of calm and you know, just get them through the emotions. Okay, Google has obituary posted. Oh, that's why I was like, wait a minute, why am I only seeing stuff from there? One Summer Wells. Summer Wells is missing. Oh, poor little girl. This poor little girl. She went missing. I wasn't around for her case. Age progression. I hope she's found. God, let me see. She went missing in 2021. She was only 5. That makes me cry. Like, I want to cry. I'm in all kinds of emotional right now. This guy unalived all of his kids. Oh, I heard about this. I wanted to look into this. At least shooting in Shreveport last night. 8. Yes, he unalived all of his kids. I wanted to look into that. I totally forgot. I just need to come in here and pull up and like right at that moment, like look at things and just leave the tabs open because I'll forget. But yeah, killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's an 8 one somewhere, but 8 of them. What a piece of shit. Oh, also, that David, that singer guy, he pled not guilty to unaliving that girl. And I'm hoping that there's going to be a trial because I'm going to cover that. I'm sorry, but her body was found it was in his Tesla, so it was in the front trunk. It seems weird saying front trunk. But her body was found in the front trunk of his car. But the car had been sitting there for a while. You can tell it's got dust on it. He says he didn't do it. I'm sorry, but that's your vehicle. And past things that have been done online, like, boy, you did it. Stop lying. Okay. This is the video that White Boy did with the Molly Golightly and the ex-girlfriend talking about her channel. Which is kind of hard to hear her because he has her like on like a Bluetooth speaker. That's actually what I have for my computer over here. Because it's really hard to hear her. What the fuck is this? What is this? Wait, let me see. He says that he did it. The type of what in the actual?
Hope you're still with me, guys.
Is that
Criminal Network is in the building. This is how we do our investigative work. If we're not going to get answers, we got to make sure we do it ourselves. So if this offends you in any kind of way, mira, there's 2 of them. You go, and then. So like I told you, look at my eyes, even if they're big, they can measure. You guys could do the measurements. Orale, he did it. I didn't. You guys know my character enough to be like, to an abuela, to an 84-year-old woman who could be his mom. Come on. So on mine, see how I ripped right here? But isn't this a balaclava? I had this already because I got all kinds of good Halloween shit. I got cotton mouth like a motherfucker. Oh shit. How was that motherfucker so calm the whole time? That's a cold ass motherfucker right there. Knowing there's an older lady living in that house, you know what I mean? Because he'd been there before.
We don't fuck with old people. We help old people.
Hey, get the DNA out the straw.
I can't stand him. Oh my god. He's so annoying. Ooh, SF Investigates is another good one to go follow on X.
Hope you're still with me, guys.
There you go. He's
Criminal
good.
Network is in the building. This is how we do our investigation.
Okay. Okay, I don't know what. Well, let me see here. Betty and Smalley to help her with what? Bogus restraining. Let me see. When was this posted? April 18th. Bullhorn Betty, no chance you have some balls on you. Live with Molly Golightly. Sending Jonathan to me for favors. No, dear, you don't get to claim First Amendment right and then tried to shut people up. That's what she does. That's what Bullhorn Betty does. First Amendment right only exists to Bullhorn Betty and nobody else. If you go against what she says, your First Amendment right's gone. Let's see. You and your family, your team got nothing on me. Let me see here. I want to read this more. Oh, it doesn't show much more. Dang it. Oh, April 16th. We already know he's been arrested. Sebastian Rogers. Oh, I'm missing for 780 days. Good night, sweet boy. I pray you find safe and soon. I pray. Yes. This poor boy. It's blurry. I'm sorry. But Sebastian Rogers. He's literally been missing for 2 years. Like, oh, God, I feel so bad. I wanted to reach out to his stepdad because I don't know his mom's Facebook, but I just wanted to reach out to him, let him know, hey, I'm here, praying for you guys, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to be a creepy person. This is probably old. Let me see. Sheriff Nanos, often referred to as Sheriff Nanos of the Pima County Sheriff Department, responded last night, April 17, 2026, with a one-word denial. Nope. When asked about reports of another person interested in being detained in the ongoing Nancy Guthrie disappearance case, this came via who shared exchange AX only. I don't believe this at all. Jennifer Coffendorfer? Nope. Can't stand her. Cannot stand her. That's April 17th. Where's all my new stuff? Oh, what is this? Christopher Nutja. Oh, God. What is he doing now? What the heck? What is going on? Oh, that's not me. Oh, I was like, what the hell? Look at this shit. Look at that.
Oh man, is that going all the time? What a dummy.
You know what? I'm not gonna show that on there because I don't want to get hit or struck for his bullshit. Oh, coffee when it gets down to the last couple steps. I was looking at white boy stuff. I just realized that. Oh my god, I feel stupid now. It's okay though. The wildfires. Trader Joe's. Woman claims she found glove, finger, and Trader Joe's orange juice. What? What the fuck? FBI Honor Special Agent W. Carter Brim was killed like on this day in Nate. Aw, we'll heart that one. Oh look, Michelle trying to play. Oh wait, who is this? This is defamation on JLR. Just stop. Oh look, Michelle is here trying to play a lawyer and defend a felon. Okay, I'm not saying that. I love that for her. That speaks volumes of what type of person she is. Blame the fucking victim. Go heal yourself, lady. Oh, Jesus. We're just going to sit back and watch and read things, and we're not going to get into... We're not going to... The only engagement I'll do is I'll like something if I think it's like 100% like on the way I view things. I know you guys are viewing things completely different from what I do. You don't have to like me for that. We all have our own opinions, and I'm not going to be like, your opinion's wrong. No, we're not doing that. Having different opinions makes for like a good conversation. What is this? Every day I go to Nancy's, I set up the same way I always do. Today I was told I couldn't be on the street or even have my tripod on the road whatsoever and giving a warning. After moving back, I was told rules will be enforced next time. Was I wrong? That's been the rule. That's been the rule from like the start, I think maybe of like the second month. You're nothing but a wannabe streamer grifting off Nancy Guthrie. Like they, wait. Like you're, I think you meant Ghetto Hero. I'm not sure. Or like, I don't know. Hero, JLR, you search for nothing, you know nothing, you have no respect for anything, go home, ghetto boy. I don't even... The juice? Yeah, he's trying to make money. That's what he's doing. See, there's a new one every hour. People need to report these irresponsible and disinformation video channels. Who is this? Nancy Guthrie was never kidnapped. What really happened? Oh shit. I'm gonna like that. Show them some love. Fortunately, it's no different than the tabloids. Exactly, Chad. He might pop in here. He likes to just randomly pop in. Let's see, what else are we getting ourselves into today? News, come on, folks. The walls are closing in on JLR. This is exactly what it's like happened. Let's see here. Next step, warrant entry. Washington enters the warrant into the national database, making it visible to Florida law enforcement during any stop or arrest. Woohoo! I bet JLR will be walking everywhere so he doesn't get pulled over. Formal extradition request. Washington's governor sends a formal demand with supporting documents to Florida's governor requesting extradition. Florida's response. Florida's governor reviews the request. If approved, Florida issues its own governor's warrant authorizing arrest and transfer. If arrested in Florida, arrest and detain. Florida police arrest the person as a fugitive from justice and notifies Washington. Extradition hearing. Okay, so I'm assuming it's gonna go like it did in the Bryan Kohberger case. I can't remember. Did Bryan waive? I think he waived his right or whatever, and they took him back right away. Or he can. I don't even know what the word is. I think he can wait for a hearing or something. I can't remember, but he can waive his right, and they'll take him back literally that night or the next day, because I knew they flew him back. Or they can wait the 30 days for something. I think it's for like a judge or whatever. They have two options. And I think we all thought that Bryan Kohberger was going to I think he was going to wait the 30 days. That's what we thought, but he didn't. He waived it. I'm pretty sure he did. The person can waive extradition, return voluntarily, yep, or contest it via habeas whatever. I can't say corpus. Yes. He can waive it and return voluntarily, which would be immediately, or he can test it and that'll be a 30 days. He would stay there. So if JLR can test it, he'll stay in Florida for like 30 days before he's sent back. Bond detention. Florida court may grant an extradition bond or hold without bond. I know Bryan Kohberger was held without bond. Time limits. Yep, here it is. Florida can hold a person up to 30 days, extendable, if Washington doesn't pick them up in time. They may be released, but the warrant stays active. Transportation. If extradition proceeds, Washington sends officers to retrieve the person for return to Washington to face original charges. Dun, dun, dun! Here is the thing. In the Superior Court of the state of Washington and for a county of Chelan? I am so sorry, Washington. If somebody from Washington sees this, I am so sorry. I am butchering that county's name. I'm dyslexic, so let's just leave it at that. Notice of arrest offense, order setting bail, order of provisional release, order of appointing attorney. State of Washington, plaintiff, JLR, his address, thank you for blocking that out, his date of birth, blah, blah, blah. You are advised as follows. Riches, Jonathan L. This is the arrest. Let me see. You are under the arrest of the offenses of assault, second DV, and then it gives the code for it if you want to go look up the code. Harassment, threats to unalive DV, another more of the code. Interfering with reporting of domestic violence, the code. Alleged to have been committed by you on the 24th day of December 2025 in this county. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to butcher it. In the county of Washington. Signature of arresting officer, personnel, radio must be his handle, agency name, the county sheriff, personal order of release and extradition. Oh, what? Release of extradition and appointing attorney. Let me see. If you are not charged by complaint or information filed by the date, try not to burp in your guys' ear. Filed by the date set forth in the order of release, You will be released from the custody and your bail and bond shall be included. Oh, okay. Let's see if there's any. There's no comments. Come on, peoples. So yeah, JLR may be going to in jail, which would be kind of cool. I would love to see it. Okay, this is an hour ago. He has to be in court on May 15th here. So why can't someone call the county? I'm gonna call from now on. I'm gonna call it the county and tell them to sign that arrest warrant and have Pasco County arrest him in the courthouse and have the extradited back to Washington. No, the plot thickens. Let's see if there's a. Oops, thank you. Dang it. Let me see. Thank you. I'm going to be at the court on the 15th in support of White Boy. Should I go up to the court deputy and show him this? Boop. Reply. He may be in custody by then. If he's not, I'm going to the deputy. Boop. Oh, I meant to light that. That would be that would be nice. That would be really nice. Chronicles the message jailer and make false call. Please show up at Candace Wells. Oh, okay, that's for Summer Wells. We've already seen this. Trying to read it before I read it out loud. Let's go and see what Brian Enton's been up to. Like I said, I haven't been on here. Like, I'll check it from my phone every now and then, but like I said, I haven't been feeling good. Like, this is the week I should not be on here. Oh, this lady right here. She is, it's Ann Burgess. Like, she is the person, the top person. Like, this woman's so old, and when she dies, like, the FBI is gonna be screwed. Like, she is the top person for profiling and all that stuff. Like, she studied under somebody else who was like the top person for profiling, and they passed away. So she's like the next, like, oh, I want to be like, girl, teach me your ways of finding stuff. Like, I can find stuff on my own. I want to be like, what other websites you got? Wait. How is someone accused of graping and unaliving his stepsister on a Carnival cruise still out of jail? What? He's not in jail? What the hell? Oh, what is this? Day 79 since Nancy Guthrie disappeared. Does FBI have profile on suspect and how? Let's go and see what's on this.
Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out my show. I really appreciate it. Please click to subscribe. I really appreciate all the support you guys have shown me in the channel. Today is day 79 since Nancy Guthrie vanished, so it has now been almost 80 days since this 84-year-old woman literally just disappeared from her home in Tucson, Arizona. Some new information in this episode I'm getting into. First of all, remember the 2 ransom notes that came early on that went to the TV stations in Arizona? Those are the notes that we believe Savannah Guthrie was referencing when she said that she thought 2 of the notes were real and legitimate. Well, there was a Bitcoin account, and we've got some new information about a transaction in that Bitcoin account early on, and a note in the Bitcoin account specifically that seems like it's either from the FBI or from the Guthrie family. So I'm going to tell you exactly what we know, the new information about that coming up. Also, I'm talking to retired FBI agent Steve Moore, good friend of the show. You guys have seen him many times. But specifically, I'm asking him about what some of these profilers have told me recently. You know, I've spoken to several retired FBI profilers who have come up with a profile of who they believe is responsible for the Nancy Guthrie abduction based on the information that they have. And Steve is going to explain how the agents on the ground actually investigating the case use the information from the profilers, and they use the information to help them investigate. How exactly does that work, though? And Steve is the perfect person because he has had investigations where he's used profilers before. I also wanted to see what he thought about some of what they're telling me, like the fact that they believe the person responsible is someone who knew Nancy Guthrie. What does he think about that? Plus some of these other details that they had, that it may have been retribution. I'm curious what Steve thinks, because again, he was one of the agents who was actually working the cases like this on the ground. So I'm going to talk to Steve and get into all of it coming up in this episode of Brian Entin Investigates. Steve, it's nice to see you. Thank you for joining me. I wanted to ask you some questions about some of this new information that's come out.
This is a good guy,
investigation, and some of the information that I've learned from some of the profilers that I talked to. And I wanted to see, like, as an agent, how you would put that into action actually with the investigation. But the first thing I wanted to ask you about is this new information coming from Brianna Whitney, who's a reporter with the CBS station in Phoenix. And that's one of the stations that received the first two ransom letters, the ones that we believe Savannah was referencing when she said that she thought two were real.
Question. If you're replaying this, leave it in the comments. Now, the two ransom notes that the TV station in Arizona received, do you think those are real? Or do you think they're fake? Because they got two, and then TMZ received several. I think the TMZ ones are fake. And I have a theory on who sent them. But I want to know, which ones do you think are fake and which ones do you think are real?
And they're now divulging, the station, that when they looked back into the Bitcoin wallet, there was activity on February 10th, and there's been no activity since. So this would have been a couple of months ago, right when the letters first came out. And a small amount of money was put into the account, along with a note that said, "We are ready to talk. Contact us." And then there was a link for how to reach out to them. And there's no way to know for sure that that was the FBI or Savannah Guthrie, but it seems like it would kind of make sense.
Interesting.
What do you think it means that they put that note in there, but it seems there was no response?
Well, I don't think we know that there was no response. There was no response that was visible to us. But I think that what that is the FBI saying, if it was the FBI, which makes sense, it's them saying, "Hey, we're in a negotiation here. This is not something where we're going to play the game where you just dictate terms to us, because it's that whole thing. Well, this is."
I think the reason why they didn't respond back is because Nancy wasn't alive. There's Chad. I was just talking about you. I was like, oh, he'll probably pop in here. I was like, yeah, he'll pop in. I don't think they reached back out because Nancy wasn't alive. I honestly don't think she lived for more than 3 days. 3 days max. That's just my theory.
Your only mother, you want her back, so you better meet our terms. And they would say, we're your only victims, so if you don't get money from us, you don't get a dime. So we're both in this, a zero-sum end game. I mean, this is big. And so there is wiggle room in negotiations. I can guarantee you, not every negotiation, but it really depends on how you do the negotiation. If you start, I know this sounds horrible, but it's like negotiating on a house or a car.
If this kidnapper, and I'm doing air quotes, kidnapper, did reach back out through that note that was in the Bitcoin and stuff, we're never going to know about it. And you want to know why? Because if it goes public that they did reach back out, everybody's going to flock back to Nancy's house. JLR, Mark the Shark, Exploring with Jim, which he doesn't really bother me. Jim doesn't bother me at all. He's out. He doesn't stand in front of the house. He gets on his dirt bike and he just goes out in the desert. Like, that's his thing. Brian and all these news stations are going to flock back to Nancy's house. And it's going to be a circus again. And they don't want that because of, I'm assuming, the neighbors complaining. So that's where we'll never know if it actually happened or not.
Price, where if you come in and seem desperate, they will not budge. if they come in and seem truly, yes, we desperately want her back, but we're not going to set a precedent for future crimes, things like this, then you're forcing them into a negotiation. So I think what the FBI was telling them is, this is not you make a demand, we fulfill the demand. This is a negotiation, and this is going to be how it works.
Do you think that there was just that one entry from February 10th. Are you surprised they haven't tried again in terms of the FBI or the Guthries?
I'm not, but again, I don't know what they know. Maybe I would be surprised.
Do you guys think that there will ever be another ransom note? Like, I don't think there will be. I honestly don't, considering how long it went from the second to last one to the last one we just got. I mean, I don't think there will be. I mean, if it happens, it happens. But then it just means they're desperate. They want money.
And in the FBI, in the same case, there's going to be a case agent, there's going to be a supervisor, there's going to be the supervisor's boss, the assistant special agent in charge, and then it goes all the way to the president in this case. So there could be, it would be astounding to me if there wasn't disagreement within them, within the team, on what the best strategy is going forward. And I've never been in a situation where there wasn't. Somebody saying they sound crazy, just pay them. What do we got to lose? Well, we've got to lose everything on this case and the victim, and a precedent set for other cases. And so both sides come with strong arguments.
Yeah, so the precedent, that money's never going to be paid. We already know that. It is never going to be paid in Bitcoin. Never. Because if they do that and the kidnapper, air quotations, gets away with it, that's going to spark more people to kidnap people and try to get Bitcoin. And it's just, no, they're not. That's not going to be, it's never going to be paid.
Arguments.
How much do you think they're consulting the family in the decision of whether to reach out again?
They're going to consult them before every significant move, and a lot of insignificant moves. But they won't be in, the Guthries won't be in the squad bay or the FBI conference room when they determine what their strategy recommendations are going to be. And certainly, I mean, think of it this way. It is not this relationship, but it has some similarities to a person who is on trial and they have an attorney. That attorney is an expert in the law, and they've seen this type of case so many times. But if the defendant wants to plead guilty, you can't talk him out of it. I mean, I'm sure you could try, but ultimately the decision is going to rest with the defendant. And in the FBI, it's very clear when you're going through training and when you start working these types of cases that you are working as an adjunct to the victims. You are trying to help them. At the same time, you are trying to capture the kidnapper. And so, it comes down to what's more important, capturing the kidnapper or getting the victim back. And that's where the rub comes in, usually. I used to argue that there's no difference. If you get the victim, you get the kidnapper. If you get the kidnapper, you get the victim if they're still alive.
I'm just thinking, from the Guthries perspective, there doesn't seem to be much going on right now from what we know from our sources behind the scenes. Like, they're not making a ton of progress.
Right.
They don't seem to know who this person is who took Nancy or exactly what happened. And this may be the only real link that they have. If Savannah is saying we believe those two are real, um, like I just don't know that I would be able to resist if that was my mom being like, let's get back in that Bitcoin account. Like, even now, like you're up every night, like, screw it. Let's put more money in there and just see what happens.
Right, right. Um, and I think some people would argue that puts you at a disadvantage. That if the person had Nancy alive and wanted to return her, they would be the one contacting the FBI. It doesn't. I don't think it's going to be. I mean, if the kidnappers were amenable to discussing it, they would have bit on the first one. And of course, it doesn't mean they didn't. See, the problem I have here is the kidnappers or the people demanding the ransom, we'll say that way, were negotiating in bad faith from day one. They would provide no proof of life. They didn't take Nancy's safety into consideration, according to physical evidence at the scene.
No,
everything they did was in bad faith, and so it's like negotiating with Iran. They can say that they're going to do something, but we sure don't trust them to do anything because they've never demonstrated anything, any bit of integrity or good faith in the investigation. One of the main issues that makes them seem like non-serious is that they wanted the negotiations basically public. They wanted.
Yeah, I don't think they were too serious because I mean, if they're sending the notes to like the local news down there in Arizona or fucking TMZ, like they're not taking this seriously. I don't even know how I want to say it. I kind of want to say they did it just for shits and giggles, but I don't because they literally took somebody, a whole person. And I just don't feel like Nancy's alive. I know I shouldn't say that, but I just don't feel like it. She's old. She needed her medicine. We don't know if she had any of her medicine. So I don't know. It just they're not if they were super serious about this and getting that money, they would have contacted. Like I said, we don't know if they contacted them back. Because we probably do. I mean, like with the note in the Bitcoin account. We don't know. And I don't know.
To go through TMZ. They wanted to go through TV networks. If you wanted an intermediary to pass on stuff, you could choose people other than the media. They wanted this public.
Yeah.
I want to introduce you guys to the sponsor of today's episode, Incogni. Identity theft is such a big problem. It happened to a couple of my family.
Back at all costs, and make your points and save your money on other cases. This is my family. So I totally get that. But at the same time, there would be an FBI.
Sorry, theory. They wanted this public. They knew TMZ was going to run with it because TMZ runs with the littlest thing. Oh, Britney Spears dropped a gallon of milk today in the store, and they'll make a huge thing about it. Like, she dropped a gallon of milk. It happens in stores. People do it all the time. It's not nothing to, whatever. So they knew TMZ was whoever sent those notes to TMZ knew they were going to run with it, and just knew it. And then with the 2 notes going to the news station. I didn't know the news station got 2. I knew they got 1. But they probably thought, "Oh, well, they'll put it on the news down there and we'll be famous." And it kind of makes me wonder now with a new theory-ish with these notes is that they already knew they weren't going to give Nancy back. They already knew what they were going to do to her. But they just wanted to say a big FU to like FBI and LE and try to get more of a, hey, look, we're gonna send this to these news stations. I'm not gonna say stupid because I don't know the news station in Arizona. But we're gonna send this to these news stations and entertainment stations. Just a big FU because we're not giving her back. Just so like they can be like, hey, Ellie, you're never gonna find her. You're never gonna find us. Haha, fuck kind of thing. You know what I mean?
FBI agent coming to them privately and saying, based on everything we know, we don't think that Nancy's there to recover anymore. And
No.
so if you or they would say the chances of her being there to recover are infinitely small. And the people are not negotiating in good faith if they are the actual kidnappers. And so we don't think that there is value in pursuing this this way of getting her back, meaning giving them money.
Yeah, interesting. I've spoken to a couple of profilers over the last week that I wanted to get your take on some of their theories and how, you know, as an agent, you would put them into practice with the actual investigation. Dr. Gary Brocado, and this was really interesting because he based his whole theory off of statistics, like, you know,
Okay.
actual statistics from other cases that would lead
I
to.
like that.
Yeah, it was really interesting because it wasn't just kind of a pie in the sky idea. He had all the
Right.
statistics to back it up. And he was
Statistics will
explaining
tell
to
you
me that
everything you need to know.
92% of women who are murdered, the killer is someone that they know. Granted, we don't know that Nancy was murdered
No.
at this point, although sadly, it doesn't seem like she's probably alive at this point, but we don't know for sure. But
Yeah, we
Right.
so
don't know.
92% of women who are murdered, the killer is someone they know. Is that something that you think the agents are taking into account, a statistic like that?
You know, I don't know. I'm certainly not going to argue with a statistic that sounds accurate. What I would want to discuss with the doctor is whether he considered this this consistent with all other murders of women. I think if you did a sample test of those 92%, the number of women that would have been kidnapped for ransom would have been statistically insignificant. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure that that is. And I'm not disagreeing with him. I would just have to be convinced that kidnapping was statistically legitimate.
Do you think that the FBI is going through, and the way he explained it, you know, when he says someone that she knew, not like necessarily a close friend or family member, but someone she had come into contact with.
I agree with him on that. I just don't think that I would have come to that conclusion with those statistics.
Yeah.
I think that there are very good statistics to show that people who are kidnapped are frequently kidnapped by people who know them.
Yeah, and he actually brought that up too with abductions, which he said there's 350 abductions a year, normally children, but the far majority of those know their abductor. So that would also kind of match up with this theory that it's someone. And
Okay, so I Googled what are the statistics for women being kidnapped by someone they know. Majority of kidnapping and abductions are committed by individuals known to the victim rather than strangers. Recent research indicates that approximately 83.7% of kidnappings are perpetrated by non-strangers. Wait, what? Oh, non-strangers. Oh my God. For women, kidnappings and related trafficking situations are frequently linked to intimate partners or family members. Let's see here. Kidnapping statistics. Here, I'm gonna share this and then we'll go back and we'll finish the rest of the stranger down whatever. Most abductions are not random crimes. They are committed by family members or acquaintances. So you can just take that first line and put in like apply it to Nancy's case. Intimate partner trafficking. Let me see. In cases of that trafficking, I'm not going to say it on here. Approximately 81% of victims are brought into the situation by someone they know, such as an intimate partner or family member. Oh my God. Human trafficking trends. Data indicates that 35% of females in trafficking victims are trafficked by someone they know, a higher percentage than male victims, 26%. Okay, types of abductors. So acquaintances kidnapping includes the highest percentage of female and teenage victims. That's true. If you go back and if you Google, survivors of trafficking and you look into each individual, like all of their stories, they always start of like, oh, I met this person at a party, or I met this person through a mutual friend. Yeah. Victim injuries. Victim injury is actually more likely to occur in non-stranger kidnappings than stranger kidnappings. And I think that is because if it's a family member or acquaintance, how do I want to put this? They have some type of resentment towards you. They dislike you in some sort of way, and they're going to hurt you because they know you. They want you to hurt like you hurt them. That's just my theory. Unaliving kidnapping link. 76% of female unalivings are perpetrated by someone known to the victim, intimate partner or family. Essay context. Roughly 85 to 90% of sexual. Ooh, almost said it. I don't want to get censored by YouTube. Of that, assaults reported by college women are committed by acquaintances. Human trafficking roles. While males often act as recruiters or brokers, 60% of female perpetrators are involved in recruiting, often bringing women into exploitative situations. So yeah.
And he said, it could be a contract. It could be anybody. It doesn't mean someone she knew well. So if
Complete
you're working
agreement.
the case, and we've heard that they're looking at contractors and construction worker. I mean, how far back do you think they go in terms of people she's come into contact with?
I'd probably go back at least 10 years. And this is going to sound horrible. And I almost hope Savannah doesn't hear this, but I would probably go back as far as the time when Savannah became prominent on media. Because I think that this is likely somebody who believes that Savannah has, infinite money and can pay ransoms. And so
it could also be to somebody damn, I'm on the wrong page. Like he said, going back to when Savannah first started on air, it could be some creeper that just became so infatuated with her. The creeper could have been like, oh, well, maybe if I take her mom, she'll come to me and we can be together kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like it could be a freaking creeper. You just never know anymore. And that's why I'm gonna say it again, and I know you guys are tired of hearing me saying this. Do not put your username on any website as your government name. Do not do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you that right now.
On that theory of mine, that's where I would want to start, is when she became prominent on TV. And then you'd have to find out, then I'd start my work from there.
How do you do that? I mean, how do you go back that far?
It's difficult. You have to go through all sorts of records. You have to, I mean, it's basically a record search. And, was there construction? I would go back through Nancy's bank account for all those years. Who did she pay? My guess is.
Okay, here, real quick. I Googled, when did Savannah Guthrie start on TV? Savannah Guthrie began her broadcasting career in 1993 at KTVM on NBC affiliate in Butte. It's Butte. I'm sorry, Montana, but it's from the town in Montana. See, she started in 93 to 95. She worked at the KTVM. And then later at KMIZ, this is from 93 to 95 in Columbia, MO. Okay. 95, she joined KVOA, an NBC affiliate in Tucson, Arizona. So that makes me wonder if that one, the KVOA, if the reason why they got, because that's the one that the two notes went to, and that was in 95. So I'm wondering if the 93 to 95 at the two other stations, and there's two different towns, that Boot MT and then Columbia MO, whatever. Like she went from whatever. So I'm wondering if it is somebody who became infatuated with her, if it started in 95 when she joined the KVOA. And then she was there till 2004. So in 2004 to 2006, she worked as a trial correspondent for Court TV. Oh shit. Court TV. Court TV has a huge following on YouTube. Huge following. Oh, damn. In 2007, she joined NBC News as a correspondent, and in 2011, she joined she joined Today as a co-host of the third hour. 2012, she became a co-anchor of Today. So they'll have to go back all the way to 1993 to go through and see what I kind of think somebody who became infatuated with her in 95 when she went to KOV, because why would KOVA get the two notes and the former ones, the two former ones, what are they? The KTVM and then the KMIZ from 93 to 95. Why didn't they get it? That's where she originally started. So I think is when she went to Tucson.
That she wrote checks. She doesn't seem like the person who 10 years ago was probably, Venmoing people stuff. So I would go back through all of her records, financial records to begin with, and all of her social media, and go back for 10 years. I'd be at her banks and at her social media carriers trying to get her information, and then go from there. And what you're looking for is, say you're looking back 15 years. So many people who she would have dealt with are either out, don't live in the country anymore, don't live in the state, have passed away, all these things. So the ones that are still around to investigate would be it wouldn't be that you'd have to say, oh, this guy's out of town, I've got to find him and talk to him. No, probably not. You'll just want to talk to the people who are still around and still in the Tucson area.
He also said he thinks that the suspect.
He thinks it is somebody from. Okay, I do think it is somebody from the Tucson area. I've thought that for a while. I'm sorry, nobody's gonna come across the border, take an old lady, and go take her back. That's just too much of a risk of getting caught. So it has to be, if it is somebody who is infatuated with her. Sorry, Mike, I was listening. I'm speaking to legal. Oh no, you're fine, Chad. You're fine. I'm getting all kinds of frustrated here. But I have a good idea of what the legal stuff is. Okay, anyway, sorry. But if it is someone in the Tucson area, then somebody became infatuated with her when she went to that KOVA thing or whatever it's called. She started there in 95. Let me do that math because I gotta use my calculator. I can probably do it off the top of my head, but let me see, what is this? 2026 minus 1995. That's 31 years. I'm older than that. Way older. I'm not even in the 30s. They would have to go all the way back. That's crazy.
And he used the word unafraid, was unafraid based on the video, the surveillance video from the front camera. That was the adjective he used to describe him. Do you agree?
I don't disagree. I have an immense amount of faith in profiling as a science, and I tend to listen to them. It's kind of like if you got, I don't try to land the airplane for my airline pilot. They're up there doing it, and they're better at that airplane than I would be. And in the same way, I don't consider myself a competent profiler, but I have trust in their work. So while he says they're unafraid, I don't disagree with that. So I would be looking at somebody who probably has a little bit of arrogance and overconfidence. I would think that if he's
Definitely.
unafraid, which seems likely now,
I want to know more if there was a second one in the house. I think there was two. I strongly believe that there were at least minimum of two people. Um, the front porch guy though, like he was super calm, like super super calm, and I'm just like, how can you be that calm? I know back in the day, growing up in the early 2000s. Yes, I was a teenager in the early 2000s. Even if like I would go to TP somebody or egg somebody, like I would be like my anxiety would just be crazy. Unless this guy's done it before. So, unless he's done it many times before, or what a lot of people think, he's been to the house several times and feels comfortable there.
that he was overconfident
Oh,
because
19 minutes into this, Jesus.
there was enough there with just one or two other pieces of information that it will eventually come back to haunt him. But and I've worked these cases, Brian. I had a case where a woman was murdered. The wrong man went to prison for 18 years, and this guy was finally released, and the new detectives took the profiles from the crime 20 years before and found the guy. And he was right where the profiler said he was.
Dude, that's like, I don't know if you guys follow like the Stephen Avery case. It was a docu thingy on Netflix. I highly suggest you go and find it and watch it from the beginning, because there's like one or two seasons, and then they stopped doing it, and then they did it again, and they were doing it up. It was like a year later. They did like an update. And long story short, with the Stephen Avery case, what was it in the beginning? He went to prison 13 years or 18 years or something like that. The town, okay, the sheriffs or the town cops or whatever, they didn't like him. He ran a junkyard. They did not like the Avery family at all. They're, how do I want to put it? I don't want to sound like a horrible person. They're trashy. They're very, very trashy people. Like their front yard's full of shit. It's those people, those kind of people. Stephen went to prison, got out, turned around and sued the sheriff department, and he got like $1 million or whatever kind of thing deal. They did not like that he won. Ooh. Then the Nancy? Stacy. What the fuck? Hollaback is her last name. Oh my god, I feel stupid because I really followed this close for a long time, and now I can't think of her name. But she came up missing. She was a she worked for the Auto Trader, like the Auto Trader, like little booklet you can get to look at cars and stuff. She was the one who went around in the area and took pictures of the vehicles and sent them into Auto Trader for people to sell their cars. She went to Steven's junkyard to take a picture of like one or two cars. She left and disappeared, like completely disappeared. And evidence got planted inside of Stephen Avery's trailer. It's like a whole big thing, and he is still in jail to this day, and he's been trying so hard, but they keep denying his motion, for an appeal. They keep denying it and denying it and denying. He was gonna die in jail is what's gonna happen. I highly suggest you go and watch it. You'll be saying, what the fuck? I swear to God.
So when you're working a case, how does it work with the profilers? Like, do you have a meeting with them and they say, look, this is what we think? And then like, how does it work behind the scenes?
What you tend to do, I mean, this is just very rough steps. In your normal case, it's all done by mail, Zoom, and stuff like this. But you fire off all the information you have on them, on the case. Then they'll go through it and send questions back to you. You answer the questions, send those back, and then they'll come up with what they think is a profile. If you're if you're fortunate, it's big enough case, the profilers will come to you, and that's so much easier. And then once they come up with their profile, then you sit down either by Zoom or across a table from them, and you go through all sorts of aspects, things that are just such incredible detail that it's just fascinating to me. And they, more often than not, they are absolutely correct.
So yeah, it's a kind of a fascinating science.
It is.
Yes, it is. And as you go along in the case, you might ask questions like, you said this person is of this age and this age. If you had to guess, would he be on the older end of the spectrum or the younger end? Just give me a guess. Or
really narrow it down. I mean, they've got to do that.
This person, if he wasn't this age, we've got a suspect who's maybe, not in his 20s or 30s. We found somebody in his 50s. Is that completely out of the range of possibility? And they'll give you frank answers on that.
Back to what he was saying about believing that it was someone that Nancy knew in some capacity. At this point, it being, more than 2 months, they've obviously probably talked to the people in the inner circle. We've heard the sheriff say that he says that they cleared the family. I mean, at this point, do you think they've covered pretty much all the close relatives and friends?
Yeah, I mean, they've had all the time they need to do all that. I mean, it's not like days after the investigation. So, I think they probably run the usual suspects, the obvious suspects, things like that. That doesn't mean they've cleared everybody they've talked to.
Okay, totally sidebar, and it just reminded me when he was talking about the whole family, clearing the family thing. I got nosy, and I have screenshots somewhere. I could probably find them, or I can just look it up real quick. How do I want to say this? Okay, I gotta go back to go forward. So when somebody passes away, there is a whole community online, I shit you not, that they look at obits every single day. They check funeral homes Facebook pages or their web pages on the daily, all day, to see if there's a new obit that pops up. This is gonna blow your mind. As soon as they hear or they listen to the scanner or whatever, they get information. And I'm gonna use an example. Ann Smith passed away at her home, whatever. Okay. As soon as they hear about that, they immediately run to Find a Grave, the online website where you can find where people are buried at, and they will make a page, if you want to call it that, for Ann Smith. They'll just put in, oh, she died on this day, her name's her name's Ann Smith. They'll put that in. They'll put the date that she passed away on. And they will wait until the obit comes out or more information comes out, and then they'll fill the whole thing out, even if they don't know the person. Okay? So that this is a very touchy subject for me because the person who owns my dad and my grandma's will not give me the rights to it. Even after I told them, I will send you proof that this is my family. Won't do it. This person told me to go F myself. I'm dead serious. Okay. So fast forward now, I went on to Find a Grave, and all I did was type, went to the county that Nancy lives in on Find a Grave, and I just typed in Guthrie. And I haven't looked at it lately, but this was like a month into it because I believe it got put up February 15th, I think it was. It says the person who did it, whatever, and there's no picture of the stone because the people will go out. There's actually people who will go out and take pictures of stones, and then they'll add it to, the person's Find a Grave page. There's no picture of no stone. It just says Guthrie. It doesn't say Nancy. The date that it says that this person passed away on was February 1st. So somebody had already went and made a Find a Grave for Nancy without even knowing if she was alive or not. It's so disgusting that people do this. Like I said, this is a touchy subject because of that person I've dealt with. Like, I've even tried to reach out to Find a Grave. and send them the messages. They won't respond back to me. So I'm just letting you know, if you don't want to deal with that bullshit, get to it before somebody else gets to it. I'm dead serious. So, but there is, like, you know what? I'm gonna look it up right now. Let's see if there's any more information. So give me a second. Oh, okay, let's go. Guthrie cemetery location. Pima. Wait, did I just try to pull up Pima County? Pima County, Arizona. Okay, I'm going to share this so you guys can see this because this just irks me so bad. Oh my God. Yes, United States. I just put it in for Arizona. Oh my God, it's making me do. I don't want to do all this. Oh, you gotta be. Okay, hold on. Pima County. I don't know. You selected location. Oh, because I was hitting browse. That's why. Okay, hold on. Maybe they took it down. There was no picture. Maybe they did take it down because it was the first one that popped up. Oh, there is none. Oh, okay, it's gone now. Let's go. Hold on. Refine search. Let's go. Right here it is. Nope, that's Pennsylvania. Damn it. Pennsylvania. Let me see if I can refine the search here. Let's go. I don't know if I want to do that. Let's go. I know I already did cemetery location. Let's go. No, okay. Nope, it's gone. I'm going to see if I have the screenshots and I can show you.
But it does mean that they found nothing that would that they would bring to the table as a causal or as a culpable person.
Yeah. We also talked to Dr. Ann Burgess, and her big thing, cute cat, by the way.
I'm sorry, she's
Let me
causing
see.
problems.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Wow, beautiful
I'm
cat.
sure you can. What's that?
Beautiful cat.
Thank you. He's very. He was just asking for attention. He's just a red tabby, or an orange tabby.
Yeah, he's very. How old is he?
2.
2. Yeah, he's very.
I got him and his sister as a bonded pair of kittens, and they're just the best cats in the world.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's funny. A random cat came to my. This has never happened before. A cat came to my front door today. I was just looking.
Wow.
And, yeah, it was very cute. But then I found out it was one of my neighbors.
Yeah, they're looking for food.
Yeah, of course. Dr. Ann Burgess is another profiler we talked to. And this was interesting. Her big question was, you have to ask who would benefit from this? Who benefits from her disappearing, from Nancy Guthrie disappearing? And she kept going back to that word, benefit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's how I would work my cases frequently, is I would actually plan the crime. How would I have done this? How would I have gotten Nancy out of her home? How would I have done stuff like this? And then, when you start saying how, then it frequently comes to you, why would I do this? Why would I, what am I trying to do here? And and profilers are good at that. And I probably didn't think of that myself. I'm sure that I got that in some kind of training in the FBI, but it's been very helpful to me, and maybe it came from profilers.
On the screen,
but yeah, she's asking the right questions from what I learned and what I did. She's you have to understand that, and I think that's what's so confusing to so many investigators and armchair investigators in social media is who would benefit from it, and why, if it was a kidnapping, why didn't you negotiate better? Why did you sabotage your own investigation, your own ransom possibilities by putting it in the media? That destroys it.
So from the beginning, there was something strange about that part to you.
Absolutely. If people want to get a message out, like the Unabomber or something like that, if they want to get a message out, yes, obviously involve the press. But if you want ransom, you don't want the public to know what's going on.
She also brought up retaliation or revenge is possible. And we've heard this before, like a grudge holder, someone who was trying to seek retaliation or revenge and doing that to, I guess, taking Nancy to do that.
Yes, and I think that is a very, very strong possibility now. Because what we have found with media personalities is there are people out there who are kind of stalkerish, and comes as no surprise to anybody, I'm sure. But this is the profile I would want to look at. If the person was there as a fan of, or as an obsessed person about Nancy or Savannah and something she had said or something they perceive she said, then I would want to know what that profile is, because people like that really do an amazing amount of research and obsessive investigation into the subject of their obsession. So certainly the FBI by now has gone through all sorts of effort to find anybody who has attempted to communicate with Savannah or with NBC about Savannah, or is online talking trash about Savannah. And it could be, I mean, I remember a case I worked where a DJ in Denver, Colorado was murdered. And it turned out that he had some guests on who were fighting anti-Semitic groups. And so it was an anti-Semitic group who killed him. And they were 3 states over. And so these are the things that make it really hard to line up a suspect. I still think it is likely a kidnapping, but I think if it's not, I would kind of think that once again, the profiler is right, that this is a person who had a grudge against Nancy or against Savannah.
With the DJ, what did it take a long time to solve and find that group?
No, not really. It was probably within 6 to 8 months they found it. And they weren't that smart. They left a lot of when you kill somebody and leave the body, you leave evidence. And the fact that they took Nancy apparently alive, if she died somewhere else, and you're deprived of that evidence.
Yeah, you don't have that second crime scene.
No.
Yeah.
They will.
Yeah, I hope so. Do you think that the FBI should release more information? Like, I know in other cases they've released more info about who they think the person could be.
Okay, before we go any further with that, I'm going to answer for myself. If you guys want to drop a comment and let me know what you think, please. I kind of want to see what y'all think. I'm kind of on the fence. I'm going to Okay, so I'm gonna start one side. Hell yeah, give us some information. We are nosy ass people. We are nosy. We want to know. That's human nature. That is us. We want to know. I'm sure most of you, I know for myself. Okay, example. My late husband had colon cancer. I researched the shit out of it and wanted to know everything about colon cancer. Okay. I got to the point, I've researched it so much, I started reading the same thing over and over and over and over. And I was like, okay, I'm done. I must know know everything. I can tell you what types of chemo they use. I can tell you all that stuff. It's in our nature to want to know because we're nosy. This channel, I'm nosy as hell. I'm telling you that right now. Like, but then on the other hand, no, they should not. Because like I'm on the fence. I'm like riding that fine line between yes and no. The no side, no, because if they start putting stuff out, then the armchair detectives, keyboard warriors, grifters, whatever you want to call them, are gonna, for one, flock back down to Nancy's. Two, they're gonna dig and dig and dig online to find everything out they can about this person. Good example of why they should not. A certain bullhorn person, when the Idaho 4 stuff happened, before we found out it was Brian Kohlberger. This bullhorn person was standing in front of the Idaho 4's house and said, "Oh, they caught the person. His name is da 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 da." I went and looked. I went and looked this guy up on Facebook. I did. By the time I'd gotten there, this guy's first picture had over 300 comments on it. People bashing this guy, bashing him, calling him an unaliver, just all kinds of names. This guy was not the guy. I think he was actually in jail when it happened. I'm pretty sure he was because I remember telling my husband, "Oh, well, when he gets out, he's going to come back to a whole bunch of comments." It was bad. Like, we were sitting there reading through these comments. It was horrible. It was pitchforks out, ready to go. That's why I don't think they should release any they can release certain types of information, but not people's names. Because the grifters, or whatever you want to call them, are gonna run, and they are going to they're gonna make it a circus if it's not already a circus. It's gonna be bad. If you follow the Sebastian Rogers case, then you already know there's two sides. There's the green team, and then there's Chris and Katie's side. Yeah, if you know the case, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm on the fence. Yes, I want to know because I'm nosy. No, I don't know. Don't release anything because that person and their family, even their kids, these freaking internet sleuths are going to go after. We don't go after kids. Kids are 100% off limits online. I'm going to say that right now and get that in your head. I hear anybody comes into my chat or up on my panel and starts bringing up anybody's kid, you're done. This is why they don't need to release stuff. Because if you've been around these streets, then you know exactly what the hell's going to happen. I'm getting pissy. I did wake up and chose violence today.
Maybe some information from these profilers, or just a little bit more to kind of give people more focus?
I don't. And follow me on this. I mean, obviously, look what I'm doing. I'm talking to you. I'm a network news analyst for crime. I am on the media side of it now. And I certainly believe that media has a strong responsibility in holding people accountable, government, law enforcement, things like that. I think it's one of the noblest things that media does. At the same time, as a career FBI agent, I also believe that if law enforcement is acting that media should and historically generally has been respectful of the process. So my fear would be this. Number one, if you release details that only the FBI and the suspect would know, then you could never use those details in any kind of prosecution.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So while it may find somebody or help find somebody, it makes it a lot less likely that they'd be prosecuted successfully. So there are two phases here, and you might help yourself here, but destroy yourself here. That's one thing. The other thing is, since I left the Bureau, which hasn't been that long, the entire social media world has changed or come to existence, mostly. And so what happens when you release details, especially profiler details, which, as much as I believe in them, and I believe they're scientific, and I followed them and they made cases for me, they are not 100%. And people could be in danger.
This is what I'm talking about.
Other people saying, I figured it out, and they're going to pay.
See, this is what I was talking about with the no side. Danger. People, like, it's crazy the shit people do. Yeah.
For this. And you can make somebody's life miserable. So I think that's a new responsibility that the FBI has to deal with. So, no, I don't believe you should send more profile.
It's all because social media. Anything happens, I immediately run to X and look it up. Immediately, because I already know what's going to be on here before I get to it. That's how fast it travels now. Like, it's... I knew I shouldn't have got on today. I'm trying to keep myself calm. I'm trying not to say anything that I'm going to regret, but it's social media. Social media has changed so much, and it changes the way we look at cases because information travels so freaking fast anymore. And it's just ridiculous. The LE needs to be able to do their job, and they can't. If you got Tom, Dick, and Harry over here, that's freaking already putting shit out. And it's misinformation. So much misinformation has came out during this Nancy Guthrie case. I believe it was Nanos who corrected some of it. He hasn't corrected all of it, but he's corrected some of it. And it's ridiculous because people just run. Oh, I heard on this channel somebody said this. And they're going to say that on another channel. And then that creator, if they're not doing their due diligence and not like vetting it, they're going to run with it. And it could be a creator that has 20, 30, 100,000 followers. And all these people that are in their live, let's say they have 1,000 people in their live, they're going to run with it. Simple as that. And it's no.
Information out there or more investigative details because it hurts the prosecution. It doesn't necessarily help. And it makes the assumption that the people out there have information that, somebody has information out there already.
Yeah,
They know who did this.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think the FBI is signed on to the philosophy that that the people of America are their best chance at solving this.
And there was one other thing I wanted to ask you about, Steve. This is new, which we confirmed and other news outlets have also confirmed. There's a hair. So remember, they initially sent the DNA evidence to the Florida lab that the Pima County Sheriff works with. Now, so it's been there for months. Now they're sending a hair from that lab to the FBI lab in Quantico.
This is what I was talking about earlier with the DNA. Like I said, I heard there was a hair that was found in Nancy's home. Then I heard it was the lab in Florida that the mixed DNA went to. They got the DNA sample out of it and they sent it to FBI. So which is it? Is it one or the other? But I'm going to go ahead and trust Brian N. I trust Brian N. He gets in there. He gets the scoop. He's got sources. I have so much respect for Brian N. It's not even funny. Like, I would probably start crying or fangirl if I saw him in person. I'm not like a stalker obsessed or anything. He's just like he's a celebrity is what he is. Because he's so well known in the news community, it's ridiculous. But I trust Brennan. I trust him more than
to do
How
what
did that hair get to the lab?
in Florida.
Yeah, the sheriff sent that hair to the lab.
That's right.
In Florida.
Yes. Yeah. And this isn't new. Like they did this a long time ago. We just didn't know about it.
So, okay. So then that just answered the question. But then why is the hair sample mixed DNA? That's what they said. It was mixed DNA that they sent to the lab in Florida. I'm getting pissy, y'all. I am so sorry. I'm not usually like this. But no, they said it was mixed DNA that they found inside the home that they sent to the Florida lab. Unless there's two different types of hair, or let's say the hair is from John Doe over here, and Nancy's DNA is on that. That's the only thing I can think of, because if you got the follicle, you've got their DNA. So I don't know. Oh, I'm getting pissed.
I was just unaware of it.
Yeah. We just found out about the hair. But what's new is that they're now sending the hair from the lab in Florida to the FBI for what we're being told is advanced testing. What do you think that could mean? I mean, is that a good sign?
Yeah, it could be a good sign. I mean, it could be a very good sign. I think we discussed a while back, I would have just bundled up the entire bed sheet thing and tied it at the top, so everything that was in the bed would go to the lab, and they could spend a day looking for, 2 days looking for hair flakes or scalp things, anything, because you cannot walk across the room without leaving some type of evidence. And so I suspect she was helped out of bed simply because of her age. And if you do that and you lean over the bed, I mean, why do people wear hairnets in restaurants? Because we know hair falls in.
I'm trying to figure out or find out when the hair was found in Nancy's home. That's what I'm looking up right now. I know it was earlier on when they found the mixed DNA, quotation marks. So I don't know. That's what I'm looking at.
Food. Hair would have fallen on that bed, very possibly, especially if there was any type of exertion. At the end of a day, you might have a hair or two on your shoulders. You lean over, it falls over. So I think there's so much potential evidence in those sheets and in those blankets. So I'm actually very encouraged by that. The thing with DNA from hair is that it depends on whether you get just the hair or you get the root, the follicle. If you get the follicle, then you get an immensely larger, I'm speaking in general terms, but you get a much larger DNA sample. If you get the hair alone, you have a very reduced and less useful, not unuseful, but less useful piece of evidence.
Yeah, and I actually interviewed a DNA expert the other day about that. I guess that the technology is changing so quickly. Before it used to be if you didn't get the root, you were in trouble. Now I guess there's some new researchers that are really making progress with getting DNA off of just the regular part of the hair. But she was explaining to me, like, if your hair is dyed, it's an issue. Like, there's a lot of variables there that come into play. But it was just interesting to hear how quickly it's progressing. Before you were just basically screwed if you didn't have the root. And now I guess it's getting better. Something else I wanted to ask you that Dr. Burgess said was she believes that there was more than one person involved and that there may have been a boss, like a boss and then some underlings.
Probably.
What are your thoughts on that?
Could be.
I would have hired better people.
I would have hired better
But
people.
again, I'm not disagreeing with it. That's not my blink on the case. I just didn't see people. I mean, there are different relationships, when you get into hiring somebody to do something. Sometimes you hire them, train them, and equip them. Sometimes you just say, how much do you want? So yeah, it could be very possible. And you asked
You could have
about
been
the
hired,
process.
too.
Uh,
From a
we
random
would
person.
say, if she said that across the table, I'd say, wow, that's fascinating. What makes you think that? Because whatever makes her think that is actionable evidence for us. I think so because he acted this way, or he did this in a way that didn't indicate that he had planned it, like he was following a script. Those things are always important. But the entire profile makes the investigation so much more effective. I remember one case where they said the person who did this crime lived within sight of this person's apartment window.
Oh,
And
wow.
things like that, and they did. Things like that,
Wow.
just, you can imagine how invaluable they are. And so I would want, I think what she's telling you is very accurate, and I would certainly not argue with any of it, but I would want to know the whys. The profile report on this thing isn't going to be a paragraph. This is going to be pages. And so I would want to know why she thought that.
You mentioned that the kidnapping, there's weird things about the ransom note that don't make a lot of sense. Could the kidnapping be a distraction from something else? Like they just wanted to, I hate to talk about it like this, but like get rid of Nancy and then tried to make it look like a kidnapping. But I guess what would the reason for that be?
Hypothetically, she witnessed a crime or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Statistically, we have a very strong database on how that's done. It's basically walk in, shoot them, leave. That's how the La Cosa Nostra and the mafia and crime syndicates and drug syndicates in Mexico, that's how they operate. Walk in, shoot, go. And if they stay for longer than that, it's only to torture the person or mutilate them to make a better, stronger message to anybody else who might be a witness. In this case, there was too much effort, in my opinion. There's no reason to make it look like a kidnapping, because all you need is them dead and you not caught. And that's a whole bunch easier to do and not get caught than bringing the subject with you.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Steve, for your time, as always.
Thank you.
As always, I really appreciate Steve for taking the time to talk.
That is just crazy. That guy had a lot of good points. Let's see. Dumped by a husband? Yeah, bitch, you deserve to be dumped by your husband. Sorry. Oh, that, I don't know. Let's go over to YouTube, see if there's anything on here. No, okay, you guys see. Let's see what Brian Enten's got. If he's got any shorts. Let's see, what is this? Oh, there's something else I wanted to look at.
Hey guys, so it's interesting when you think about the ransom letters in the Nancy Guthrie case. Remember, there are two that Savannah Guthrie said she thinks are legit. There were these letters early on that went to the local TV stations in Arizona. And now one of the stations is saying that there was activity back on February 10th, a small amount of money put into the Bitcoin account that was listed in the ransom letter, and a note.
I think I remember hearing that one guy, I don't know their names, from TMZ, the white guy, said that there had been movement on the Bitcoin account. I'm pretty sure that's where I heard it from, because I know he said he checks it. I don't know if he's still checking it now, but in the beginning, because they also had the link or whatever. I don't know anything about Bitcoin. My husband knows more about it than I do. So let's just say it's a link. He was checking in on the daily to see if there was any movement. So there was movement.
That said, "We are ready to talk, contact us." Presumably that was from the Guthrie family or from the FBI. but there's been no activity since. I'm just thinking, I mean, from the Guthrie's perspective, you know, there doesn't seem to be much going on right now from what we know from our sources behind the scenes. Like they're not making a ton of progress.
I think we already
Alive.
seen with that guy talking. Let's see.
Hey guys, so this big news about a hair that was found inside Nancy Guthrie's house.
Okay, let's see. The 8 children. I kind of want to do a live on that one just to dive into it and see what it's all about because I haven't looked into it. Okay, yeah, he's not posting much. Must be a slow news, but there is. Let me pause this. Okay. So we're gonna pivot from the Nancy Guthrie stuff. And if you like Brittany J, aka BJ, you're gonna hate this. I can't stand Brittany and Craig. I absolutely despise them. But this is from Barbecue Lady. She, I think she's in a law. Brittany and Craig were in a RICO, or Brittany was in a RICO against Barbecue Lady, and Granny's watching. I'm sure everybody already knows all of that stuff. This is from Angela's Clips and Giggles. And this is Brittany. I don't want to say telling the truth because she lies about everything, but just listen to this.
Exactly. Every fucking thing, every single promise, every single thing that guy told me before I signed.
She's talking about the lawyer, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Was a lie. Every single word of it. Every single word of it. And then I go and sign it. I go and sign it like a stupid motherfucker that I am. And then they just go off into the sunset. Everything that was going on leading up to me to signing become a 180 from what it actually was at that point. It all changed overnight. And then I go months.
Brittany, if you see this, girl, you're the fall person. You are the fall person. You're the freaking useful idiot. That's what you are. Because any money that is going to be owed to Barbecue Lady, or Granny's watching is going to fall on you. It ain't going to fall on nobody else but you. You are a useful idiot.
Without hearing anything. Months. And then him and Hong just show up in X and they start just threatening people like crazy. Granny's coming at me hardcore. The real life shit's beginning. Things are happening. Lesniak won't respond to me.
Brittany, girl, you better watch how you're talking to Nick and Hong. I don't like them. I don't want nothing to do with them. I'm not going to say anything bad because I don't want to be in a lawsuit. But we already seen what Hong does on X. Nick is behind the scenes. He's almost JLR status with the bad shit. You better watch how you're talking about these guys because you're going to be in another lawsuit with them. Or they're just going to flat out go at you online. And we all know you're not going to be able to take that. Because we've seen how Hong went after Queen Bee. And that was bad. Queen, she got some thick skin. Not Queen, if you listen to this, girl, I love you, man. You got some thick ass skin. I'm just warning. I'm letting you know, Brittany. You got to watch what you're saying about people because they will come after you.
Been told off by 2 at-night people for even daring to ask questions, just for asking questions. I've been pulled off my live stream and threatened for questioning Nick one time. I mean,
See?
And not only that.
If she's telling the truth, like she just said, she questioned Nick one time and her live went down. One time.
Lots of shit's coming to light at that point, showing that they're frauds and they're not real. It's not a real company. And then I'm told that I can't even defend myself. We're not going to protect you. There's nothing we can do, even though we told you we would. But you need to keep your mouth shut. We're going to keep sitting over here threatening these people and inciting it and making it even worse than what it already is. No matter that the fact that they're coming to you, taking out all their anger on you on YouTube for the shit we're doing on top of you signing. See? No, that's okay. That's all fine and dandy. Oh, you want to talk to the attorney? Well, that's not going to happen. You need to realize this is a free attorney. He's not on your dime. Every time.
He is not free, Brittany. He is not free. No attorney is free. She keeps saying that this attorney is free. That's why she joined in on this RICO that had like Tony Mathis, the guy that I talked about earlier. He was on there. Seth Rogers, Dog the Bounty Hunter. Like all these people are on this RICO. And she keeps saying it's free. And from what I assume, Nick and I'm not sure about Hong, but Nick has a really, really good relationship with this attorney. Like friend status outside of legal stuff. That's just the vibe that I get. So Brittany, you better really watch yourself because when it comes time to collect, I'm gonna bet the attorney's gonna come after you. I'm telling you.
I've ever tried to call him. Nothing. Funny thing is, the one time that I did, the 2 times I got to talk to Lesniak, which was about 3 minutes each, Nick was there. It wasn't even a conversation. I've never had counsel, never had anything. And then y'all go into this chat today and start talking about how I'm the one that's in the wrong. You can't make this shit up. Priorities my ass, Boston. What priorities? Lying to somebody and manipulating them into signing a fucking injunction that's none of the shit's even real?
Yeah. Oh. It's bad. Love you, Barbecue, if you see this. Girl, you're so pretty. Let's see if she's got anything. Do y'all think about this? Brittany Jackson throws her fellow plaintiffs under the bus. Yeah, it's going to get bad for Brittany. Yeah, see, Joseph Lesniak, that's the lawyer. Dog the Bounty Hunter, Seth Rogers, Hong, Nick the Hat, At Night Intel. Yeah. It's going to get bad for you, Brittany. That's not another deleted post from Nick. Nick's still running with the theory publicly that I had everything. Oh, I'm not touching the Nick stuff. I'm not. Nope. Oh, but that's about it. Been on here almost 2.5 hours, so wanted to check in with you guys, let you guys know I'm still alive. Like I always say, if something pops up, something happens, I'll go live. So make sure you got your notifications turned on if you like me ranting and raving kind of thing. Once I get more comfortable with being on here, you guys will see a completely different side. So, but all right. Make sure you guys leave the comments from some of the questions that I asked you because I want to see what you guys, I kind of want to take a poll, see what you guys